Okay, so today we're going to be repairing my inflatable kayak. This is an Itiwit X500 from Decathlon. It cost me £700 plus the usual pumps and paddles and all the rest of it. It's really good. It's much quicker than the regular inflatables of the old-fashioned type. This has thousands of little polyester or nylon strings that connect one wall to another, and what you end up with is a rigid boat that's inflatable, so you get none of the problems with rigid storage, portability. You get none of the problems with inflatables, really slow and wiggly. This thing tracks very straight, and my mates are doing 4 paddles for every 1 paddle I do. I'm like a spaniel. I have to keep going back to them, chase out, all enthusiastic, turn around, come back, or wait for them because they're so much slower than I am. So I'm really pleased with it. Unfortunately, having to drag it up by the bank by myself because I was camping overnight last night by myself, I have put a small pinhole leak in the thing. It's amazing actually. It did hold pressure overnight. It was usable. I was quite surprised, but it does need sorting. As much as anything else, I'm going on the River Ouse tomorrow, so I would like a kayak that actually stays up. So, time to repair. Now, I've got it as clean and dry as I can have. I'm just going to give it a quick last wipe over with some isopropanol, because I've had to bring this inside because it's raining, which is not great for repairs. So, let's just tear off a bit of paper, and I'm using the pack available from Decathlon themselves. It was, I believe, about £7. So the tear itself is a small cut with a very small actual pinhole, so something's dragged along and just pinholed there. I could just about hear the air hissing out when I was carrying the kayak. That's how I knew it was punctured. But as I say, it did hold a surprising amount of air overnight, which I was really pleased with because I didn't fancy walking back to the car. So it's very nice and clean and dry. I'm now of course going to dirty my work by giving it a bit of a rub down with the sandpaper. Not going to go crazy, you just need to give the glue something to hold on to. Now, because of where this is, I've supported it underneath with some blocks from the garden. So they're just about in that area there. Because you need to apply pressure for 12 hours as the thing dries. So of course now I've got sandpaper everywhere. Got to go over it again. Take all of that off. Now, contrary to my usual practice, I have actually bothered to read the instructions. Let's trim this edge slightly. There. Okay. I'm also going to apply some glue, isopropyl, to the patch because I've had my fingers on it and I don't want to undo my good work. So what we do is we identify where the hole is. There. We draw around the patch so we know where to put the glue. This just says all purpose, which is not very helpful. All purpose glue, correct. I would imagine it's contact adhesive, not unlike Evo Stick, but I don't know for sure. So, using the toothed part of the glue tool, I need a bit more on this. Get it nice and spread out over the work area. And I'll just use some isopropyl to clean off the excess glue there. So, we now know where our patch is going to go because we've got these nice lines. Give it a smoosh. Now if this is contact adhesive, it will want to come off and then come back on again. Give it a good smoosh around. Now the instructions say that once you've got your patch on, you want to use the flat edge of the spreader unit to apply pressure. And that way you'll press the patch into the glue and you'll push out any air bubbles as well, I'm sure. Move the patch very slightly there. I can see actually the glue is in the air, drying very quickly already. So I'm just going to use a little more isopropyl around the edges to take off any surplus splooge. What I don't want to do is glue my weight to my kayak. That would be a tad unfortunate. You need to press 12-hour press with a 5 kilo weight according to the instructions. And it's definitely resisting. But on the plus side, it probably means it won't actually adhere to my weight. So, I'm going to use this pie dish because it has a nice flat bottom. And then I'm going to apply this paving stone. And then I'm just going to get a few more and stack them up. And that will give me a nice firm contact. Just check it's not wobbling. That looks pretty good. Yep. So I just need a few more of those and come back in 12 hours. Should be good to go.